I personally thought that was a must-win game. I don't know what you thought, but going into it, I was believing that the performance on Tuesday night, the result, etc. would have springboarded us into the weekend and allowed us to open up against Morton and really have a go at them and score a few goals. Whilst we were really on top in the game and we had our chances, we weren't clinical enough yet again, and it's another 0-0. I think that's been 4 or 5 0-0s in the past month. I think it's 4 in the past month, 5 in the full season. For a team that wants to be winning games and stuff, we're really lacking that clinical edge at the moment. We're keeping them out at the back, which is all well and good, and I'm glad to see that, because obviously we were shipping goals a lot in previous months, but the fact that we're just not scoring goals now is really kind of bad to watch in a way, and it also doesn't help our chances in going up, because goals win you games, and you can't really blame the manager for the performance on Saturday. We went out there and clearly had a go at Morton, whilst they weren't even interested, didn't look interested, and going for the 3 points. Jim Duffy after the game said that they were delighted with a point. That looks like it's what they came for. They got exactly what they came for. And we were definitely there to win the game. But again, as I said, we just weren't clinical enough. We're lacking that clinical edge in the last few months. Hitting the post, getting efforts cleared off the line. And yes, extremely unlucky. And I can understand why people say that. And I'm not disagreeing with that at all. It's just frustrating that we don't have the clinical edge that would see us going to the playoffs. We had that last season when we had players like Michael Moffat and stuff who weren't scoring the goals. The goals weren't separated throughout the team really last season. Nicky Clark got 16 in the full season, and the main problem was that we didn't have players all cooperating to get goals within the team. And now we have spread the goals out a bit more. We've got Nicky Clark on 13 for the full season in all competitions. Obviously he's not got as many league goals, but he's got 13, Declan McManus has got 12, Joe's got 10. So we're spreading them out more, but we're now getting to the business end of the season and we're lacking the goals in the games that we really need them in. It's all fine and well scoring 4 against Dumbarton, 3 against Brechin, another 2 against Brechin back in December, only 1 against Dumbarton in the last game and 2 in November against them. But when it comes to the games like at the weekend against Morton, we seem to not be able to get the ball in the back of the net, and that's probably the most frustrating thing. I praise the players for their effort in the past week. It's been clear that since the St Mirren game we've wanted to go and win games, and as I said, the chances, creating chances, proves that they wouldn't be putting in the effort if they weren't all pulling in the same direction. But for me, the frustrating thing is that we're just not putting them away, and I feel like I'm entitled to think that. I don't think it's too negative or anything. I just think that we could do better in front of goal, and that's what we've been lacking since January really, since all the new signings came in. We've showed it up at the back, not conceded many goals at all, but when it comes to scoring goals, that's where we falter. I'm going to be going to Brechin on Tuesday night. I'm going to be going there in the freezing cold, hoping for a Dunfermline win. Put us 1 point off the playoffs. The playoffs is obviously still on, it's still a aspiration that we can have. I just don't think it will be a proper recollection over the full season. At the end of the day, we've been poor for about 4.5 months at least, and we had 2 good months at the start of the season. I'm obviously hoping that we get into the playoffs. If we do, I don't think we'll get anything, although it is all about luck in those games. Anything could happen, but I just don't think that ultimately we are good enough to be in the playoffs, and I think that lack of clinical edge in the last few months has really cost us, and even the belief of fans, and obviously including myself, that we can go into the playoffs and really make a go of it. There's no saying that we could go up against Livingston in 2 games and beat them. There's no denying that we could, but we really need to find the goals again. We need to get the strikers back on form. I think it's been 2 months since one of our strikers scored a goal. The other goals have came from midfielders. It's just the area that I feel like we really need to improve on to make anything of this season if we're going to And with Brecon coming up on Tuesday night, we really need to get the 3 points there. It can be nothing else but the 3 points. And going into Tannadice next weekend, it'll be another tough game for us, because it always is. And that's not even just because it's Tannadice. It's not a tough game for most teams, but we never seem to perform well at Tannadice, and that's just fact. The last game we played there, we played relatively well, but ultimately we never came away with a win again. And I'm hoping that this time we can go there and put in a really good performance, go ahead maybe, test their mental strength, and see what happens after that. Going on from that, we've got tough games. We've got Inverness away, we've got obviously all the rest of the teams to play really, except from the odd team that we've already played in this quarter. So it's still a tough running, but if we can get that clinical edge back, then the team can make me really rue my words by calling one of my videos "Season's Over Now." I'd love to be proven wrong with my thoughts on Dunfermline now. I'm being really negative in kind of the way I speak, and that's partly down to my thinking. I could easily be coming on here and being like, well, we've been unlucky, we've been this, we've been that, and maybe that is what I should be doing, but ultimately my gut feeling is telling me that we've just simply not been good enough in the last few months in terms of the clinical edge up front. The defence has been brilliant, but the goals is what matters. And previous months to that, we were just terrible, full stop. It doesn't matter about defence, goals, we were just terrible from late October to, and whether we're ready for promotion, that's another topic for another video. Just watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to like, comment and subscribe for keep up with the content that I'm posting. So as I said, just watching the video. See you later.